Hey, it is Xennial Gamer back with some Dragon Champions content for you guys. That's right, I am still playing every day. You can see on screen I've actually gotten 3 heroes to gear level 11 now. That's what the gold means. The gold is gear level 11. Purple actually shows that you're at gear level 8 or higher. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that's what today's video is about. We're going to be talking about gear levels. So, after having played Dragon Champions for a while, I think I can pretty confidently say that gear levels and skill ups are the 2 most important things by a long shot as far as building your heroes out goes. Now, runes and artifacts do matter. We're going to be talking about those in another video, but they don't offer nearly as much advancement as your gear level. So what is a gear level? Well, it is exactly what it sounds like. It is the level of your gear. More specifically, your heroes need 6 pieces of gear to advance a gear level. So in this case, we can see my instructor Gorham, he's only level 1 right now, which means he can only put 2 pieces of gear on. If I level him up a little bit, we'll see that as soon as we get up to, actually I think as soon as we got to level 2, all of the gear opened up. These little green plus signs right here tell me that I have what's necessary in order to put in the gear. So if we look right here, he needs a U-bow, and the U-bow is going to give him an additional 9 physical damage, 3 magical damage, and 3 physical armor. These are kind of like innate stats. Once you equip this gear, you never move it around. It stays with your hero permanently. So these stats are innate. So if we look over here on the left, we can see that our physical damage is 172. Now this button right here is telling me to equip all. So I could equip 1 piece of gear right here by pressing equip, and we see my physical damage went up the 9 that it told me it would. Or I could simply just equip all items from this level, and we see my gear level advances. Now, these stats right here, these are the bonus stats that I got from my gear, and also a slight boost, I believe, from advancing my gear level. So the gear level itself gives you a slight increase, and every gear level you get gets an additional increase. Now, there's 11 gear levels, and that means that you can get a significant amount of bonus stats or base stats, however you want to view them, innate stats, from the gear that you get at every single level. At its core, hero advancement is all about gear levels. So right now, if we come back out to our hero screen, we can see that our instructor Gorham, he went from kind of that gray color, which indicated gear level 1, to this green color, which indicates gear level 2. Now, if we move him up, we're going to see he's still green, but if we move him up to gear level 4, I believe, he's going to turn blue. So in order to take him further, you can see these are grayed out right here. We're going to have to level him up a little bit more. And of course I ran out of gold. Perfect time to do that during the video. Alright, fortunately we just completed our Battle Pass season. We had a nice achievement reward to collect, so we do have a little bit more gold to play around with now. So we're going to go ahead and level our instructor Gorham up, and we can see that at, let's see, level 22, it's going to allow us to go up to gear level 4. So we'll go ahead and equip everything again, and we can see now we went from green to blue. So that indicates our gear level. Now these right here are showing us that we have the uncommon ability scrolls, the green scrolls necessary to skill up the heroes. So I do, because it only takes the uncommon scrolls, which are very easy to get. I always skill up all my heroes' skills to level 2, even if it's a hero I'm not going to be using right away, just because it's very cheap, so there's no reason not to do it. It looks like we can throw on 1 more piece of gear here as well. So this is it. I mean, we're level 22. This is obviously a hero that I'm not going to be able to use anytime soon. I need more resources to build him. But I wanted to demonstrate to you the advancement. Now, the higher your gear level goes, the more in-depth it is in order to get the items necessary to advance your gear level. So that looked very easy going 1, 2, 3, 4. It's because I had all the supplies in inventory. But what if we have a hero who is already at, like, let's say gear level 8? Ooh, and we can take her to gear level 9. That's perfect. So, actually, no, we can't. We're short 1. But let's take a look at what's necessary here. In order to craft the Knight's Honor, which is one of the pieces of gear she needs, I need 20 fragments of Knight's Honor. So we're going to be able to do the Knight's Honor right there. Now if we take a look, this is a much more complex one. If we look at the Overthrower, which is an epic piece of gear, we need the Lumberjack's Axe. That's very common. We need 50 Overthrower fragments. Then we also need 1 Demonic Mockery, which takes an additional 50 Demonic Mockery fragments. So you can see this piece right here requires quite a bit of farming in different areas. Now, in order to farm out all the areas that you need to farm out, you also have to open those areas up. And ideally, you're going to 3-star them in order to be able to instant farm. So if we come back over here to our campaign, we can see that in Dawn of the Order, I've actually completed everything. I'm at 270 out of 270. And that's very important because in the stage 812, the Punisher Fragments and the Knight's Gate have been items that I've needed quite a bit of, as well as the Cursed Madness. You can see right here my Xennial needed a lot of them, and I believe, yeah, my Soleus needed a lot of them as well. So did my Ember. Basically, I have 3 legendary heroes. They all came from events. That's going to be Soleus, Ember, and Renara. All 3 of them need a ton of these Cursed Fragments, Cursed Magnus Fragments. So beating Dawn of the Order was a really big deal to me. Now, several of my heroes also needed items from the end of Rage of the Clans, and I did manage to complete Rage of the Clans as well. We have a little bit further to go on the Demonic Invasion and the Runic Journey, but we're almost there. We're almost there on the Demonic Invasion. The Runic Journey, even though I only have 3 stages left, I'm nowhere near, honestly, nowhere near being able to beat those stages. Anyway, unlocking all of the campaign stages and 3-starring them is what's going to give you that ability to go ahead and then instant farm them so that you can get the items necessary for your gear levels. Now, if we take a look at a hero that's gear level 11, obviously the higher the gear level is, the better gear you can equip. So we're going to look at this Overthrower right here. It's giving me an extra 0.6 crit chance, gives me physical damage, magical damage, armor, tenacity. Gives me all of that, and remember, these are like innate stats, but because they're innate stats, your runes, which actually will often multiply. So if we look at a rune, we've got an extra 0.57% health. That's going to be multiplying those innate stats, so that is a big deal. The higher your gear level is, the more you advance overall. Now, if we look at these bottom pieces right here, these are going to be the legendary gear pieces. I haven't gotten them yet, but look at the amount of stats that they give. So we get 2,400 health, 110 physical damage off of this Dragon's Doom, and then some additional 3% potency, 5% crit chance. To put that into perspective, for those of you who are new to this game, a slot 4, like if you're a Summoner's War player, you're used to Summoner's 4 runes, right? A slot 4 crit chance rune is 7% crit chance. She's actually got crit damage. Here we go. Oh, excuse me. So a 4-star is 9%. A 3-star slot 4 crit chance rune is 7%. A 4-star is 9. So if you put that into perspective, this one piece of gear that we can put on our Kyra is going to give us 5% crit chance. This next piece of gear, it's another 2,300 health. It's a bunch of potency and tenacity. So these legendary gear pieces that you can get at gear level 11, that's what really puts your hero over the top. Now, it is a long journey, guys. It is a long journey to get to gear level 11. There is a ton of farming that's involved. After you've opened up all of the campaigns, you still have to farm out thousands and thousands of different fragments. So you want to make sure that you focus on the heroes that are going to help you in your advancement the most and get those heroes to gear level 11 first, and then use those heroes to continue opening up, or not, maybe not even gear level 11, get those heroes to the highest gear level you can first, and then use those heroes to continue opening up additional campaign stages so that you can continue to farm out the higher gear levels. Ultimately, as you're farming the pieces for the higher gear levels, you're going to wind up getting a lot of pieces for lower gear levels. It just comes naturally from the stage, and then you can see down here we can probably put gear on quite a few of these heroes, and this is all just like right here, this guard sword. It's an uncommon item. It just drops in the stages when I'm farming for higher gear levels, and so I'm able to bring all of my heroes up through the farming that I'm doing for the heroes that are at the highest gear level. So right now, as you could see, I'm actually trying to get Freezer to gear level 11. He's just a couple of, basically I think I need about 100 of these Flame Essences, and then I do need a handful of these Fire Starters. Now, one last tip for you guys. When you are working on the more complex pieces of gear, like for example this Fire Starter right here, we're going to click on Flame Essence. I can click on Find. Obviously you can buy them for money or Dracoins. The Dracoins are only if they're in the market. And I would just say be careful, guys, about getting into the habit of buying too many pieces with Dracoins. If it's easy to farm out and you're spending all your Dracoins on the ones that are easy, then you're not going to have the Dracoins that are difficult. So, for example, there is no limit to how many times per day I can farm the Dawn of the Order 810, right? I can do this as many times as I want, so to spend 2,000 Dracoins may not necessarily be the best use of that limited resource. On the other hand, if I look at some items, now right here, this Firestarter Fragment, there's also no limit on 8.5, but some items you can only get from a boss stage. And if it can only come from a boss stage, then you're going to have a limit of 5 attempts per day. Those are the items where you might consider spending your Dracoins. Now, if you're lucky, you'll also be able to grab these items with things like the Aquamarine of Action, which is what you get from tournaments, or with Arena or Guild, well, not Arena, but with Stars or Guild points. So occasionally you'll be lucky and you'll find the items that you need, and you're able to get a few fragments that way as well. That I do recommend buying quite frequently, except maybe without maybe the Aquamarine of Action. I try and use those mostly to buy ability scrolls, but if you're able to get it with like guild points, then it's absolutely worthwhile in my opinion anyway. So that's it, guys. Just remember, at the end of the day, gear level is basically like equipment that you're putting on your hero. You're never going to take it off, so it becomes like innate stats. Gear level, again, it's the single most important, or gear level plus skill ups are the single most important elements of advancement. So be sure that you're focusing your farming on getting those items that you need to advance the gear levels of your heroes. So on that note, guys, as always, really appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, if you're still with me to this point, then that means that you probably liked the video, found it entertaining, or even better, both. So please smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below, because those things help the channel grow, and more importantly, they show me that the video is useful, and that's the whole reason I do this in the first place.